So one of my most asked questions is, what are my export settings for Instagram, TikTok, etc. So I'm going to show you in detail. Let's go. These settings are specifically for DaVinci because that's what I use to edit everything. If you're not using DaVinci, I can't help you, I'm afraid. But if you are, you're already familiar with this. It's the deliver page. Up here, you can see I've already saved this as a preset, and I've called it that because it is calibrated to my studio display, my MacBook, etc. Starting off, location. That is just where you want to save your clip, so that can be whatever you want. You can either render it as a single clip or individual. So you can see here I've got 5 clips on the timeline. If I wanted to render those out as individual clips, I click on that. But for this, which can do single clip. So video is where everything happens. Obviously, we want to tick export video. Format, which is just your container. I'm using QuickTime, again, because I'm on a Mac. Codec is H.265. Obviously, if you want the utmost quality, use ProRes, but your file sizes are going to be fucking huge, so I go as H.265. So encoder, you want main concept. Resolution, I just have set to timeline. I'm using 4:3, so I've got a bit of a funky size timeline, but that would just be whatever you're working in, so 4K, 1080, etc. Timeline frame rate, again, you can just leave it as is. I'm using 25 because I'm in the UK, so we use PAL, but if you're using NTSC, that'll probably be 30. Encoding profile, this you want to be main 42210, which basically just means that it renders with your 10-bit color depth, which is important. So preset, I've got it set to good. I've tried all 3 of these, and to be honest, the difference isn't really noticeable, but the export time is, so I would stick with either balanced or good. Tune, I've left that at default. Bitrate is constant, and I've set it to 80,000, which I think is about as high as you want to go. Pixel aspect, you can keep a square. Data levels, you want video. Then color space, again, this kind of depends on what you're doing, but for the majority, you want it at Rec 709, and then you can either do Gamma 2.4, Rec 709, or Rec 709A. If you're on a Mac, you want Rec 709A, provided that you've already set everything up in your timeline to be Rec 709A. It's an entire rabbit hole. Look it up on YouTube if you haven't already. If you've ever had your export not match what it looks like in your timeline, that'll be why it's a fucking pain in the ass, but spend some time researching it if you haven't already. Then data burn-in, same as project. These, if you want to use render cache and proxy, you can. I don't. Again, all of these you can leave off, and then subtitles. Obviously, I haven't got any on this, but I would always export and burn into video. Then for audio, I'm pretty sure I've just left this exactly as it is, as standard, and that's always worked for me. I'm going to do any audio adjustments in my timeline and then leave it as is. And then again, file. This is more something I'd use if I'm doing individual clips because I can render specific file names. But again, the most important thing is this lot here. So I will chuck some examples. I'll probably post this as a carousel and chuck some examples so that you can see afterwards. But yeah, that is my export settings start to finish. I don't know why I'm out of breath. Enjoy.